The Other Americans is a story about a family grieving the loss of their father, but on a deeper scale, it's a story about identity and belonging. The novel begins on a spring night in the Mojave Desert, in a small town in the Mojave Desert, when a Moroccan immigrant is killed in a hit and run. And in the aftermath of this crime, different people who are connected to him take turns narrating what happened. These narrators are his daughter, his widow, his neighbor, potentially also a business rival, a war veteran, and a veteran of the Iraq War, and the police detective who is investigating the crime. So each of these people take turns telling us sort of what happened and how they're connected to him, and also the impact that this crime has had on their lives. And so we get to know more about them and we get to know more about him. And in the process, the story sort of explores themes of love and crime and family. Well, I've been an immigrant to the United States for more than 25 years, and I had never set a story in California, where I have lived for the last 25 years. And I've come to a stage in my life where I'm now looking at decisions that I made when I was in my 20s, when I came here, and sort of the ripple effects of those decisions, things that are really unexpected. So for example, the fact that if one of my parents is sick, I can't just drive down the road and go see them. It's a much more labored process. So that's just one of many, many different implications of that decision that I made 25 years ago. And I think for me, writing this novel was a way to engage with that, with the sort of mixture of joy and regret that is part of every immigration experience. I think that fiction both narrates the world around us and reflects it all at once. And I think because of that, it has a great deal of power. The stories that we tell about ourselves to ourselves are going to be what survive of us. And so I think in that sense, they have a great deal of value, a great deal of power. So I do think that they have a role to play in kind of, for example, bringing in perspectives that we might not get. Earlier I said that my novel included people who you wouldn't see on the front page of the newspaper. That is something that fiction can do that newspapers don't do, right? Because they're so concerned with what is happening politically. And fiction really is about story, about people and what's going on in their lives. So I think it does have a bit of that value. At the same time, novels are not political tracts. They're not meant to be didactic. They're not meant to be to convince you of one point of view or another. If they reflect those points of view and let you decide, then I think they have done enough.